So we've just enjoyed the blue session of shorts at our Saturday session, and we're here with a couple of filmmakers. If you'd like to introduce who you are and what film you were a part of and what role you played.
Hi, I'm Sigalas and I directed God Forgive Me and Heroin.
I'm Tayla Halfacre and I'm the writer and director of Playground.
So I'm going to start, seeing as you have the microphone, I'll start with you. So where did Playground come from?
Oh, where did Playground come from? Big question. So a lot of the emotions of it sort of comes from my experiences, but it's not directly based on anything I've experienced. Just a lot of emotions really around sort of current day attitudes around social media and sort of lack of nuances and things like that. That really interested me when I was writing Playground. But a lot of the charged kind of ending and things came from a place inside. So yeah,
It very much felt like this universal experience that it's like everything, all the unspoken, but also the spoken, and everyone also has an experience that exact situation.
yeah.
And where did God Forgive Me come from?
So kind of the same. It came from my personal experience from grieving after my father passed away, and it's one of those things of like starting to question what is tradition, what makes a home, and yeah, that's how it kind of started and developed, and the experience of grieving and knowing what you're grieving for.
Yeah, this is one of the films that one of our selections committee commented about how brought tears to their eye, and they really appreciate how the idea of ancestry isn't just one above or two, it is your whole lineage.
Yeah, it's everything, and the location meant a lot to me because it was actually filmed on actually my ancestral home, which is quite interesting. Like one of the paintings in one of the scenes actually is of my great-great-grandfather, which is the house itself was actually a big inspiration of those ideals of tradition of how far back it can go.
And I guess for both of you, there are outside scenes. How was it risking it with the weather? Oh no!
That question. Yeah, obviously we filmed on a park playground on a Saturday at 2:00, and it's quite a popular playground.
That's
so
Saturday
at
2 a.m.
At 2 p.m.
Okay.
And well, all the way through, but like 2 p.m. that was the biggest park in Northampton. Everyone loves Abington Park. And yeah, outside. I mean, the weather. To be honest, we looked out on the weather. We filmed it early September, so we kind of were towards the end of summer, so we wanted that kind of crisp, sort of get that dusk scene in and things like that, which was a whole other thing. But the other things with location that were outside that was quite demanding with sound and things like that. So yeah.
We were actually quite lucky with weather, so I'm quite grateful. The specific thing that I actually even noticed when I was watching it now was that in the scene where the ghosts disappear and suddenly it's foggy was extremely unexpected because we had 3 full days of full-on sunny summer Greek weather, and then suddenly on that scene the clouds came in, which was such a gift.
Yes, I wondered whether that was a happy accident or you just prayed every day that it suddenly gets dark outside.
It was a very sudden happy accident, and the day after it rained and poured so much, which we did not expect.
Oh, it's like someone was waiting, make the film now.
Yeah, exactly.
So what was the process of shooting? So this is something that's quite emotional and close to you. How was it going through the journey of creating the film?
I really loved it. It was quite interesting because especially in the scene where she says, I love you so much, but it hurts to love you. That moment, because the actors are amazing and brilliant, and they brought it to life so well. It actually made me kind of break and cry as I was watching it, which was a really personal. But I was also trying to hide it as well because you're in the middle of working, so I was like, oh, it's everything I've written, it's everything I've been thinking for about a year. There it is. So yeah, it was beautiful. It's the best way I can answer it.
What was the process of with you casting? Because I hated the male characters that you had in a way that you wanted me to, but I was like, just please walk away. But they did it really well.
Yeah, they're both so great. James and Freddie. Casting, I had a really great casting director, Fran. She was really brilliant, and it was a really great process. Seeing all the tapes and sort of going through them, and I had a really great time before it, one-to-one with each cast member, just to kind of discuss, because it was really important to me, as much as like, yeah, the sides to, like, on, the boys kind of, they're not the best kind of characters, but on the other hand, it was really important to me to show those nuances, particularly with Liam and his podcast, and as much as I kind of wanted to show that he was grappling with his own sort of recognition of his own, how he is perceiving himself as masculinity and things like that. So having chats with James was really great in that process, because it was really important to show those nuances that I felt couldn't be, I was saying before about social media and how a lot of the time when we're on our phones and we view content and kind of make assumptions and things like this, I wanted to kind of nail down this sense of nuance in the characters, even Freddie. Like with Freddie, he's a much more visual character, whereas James is much more his dialogue, like, oh, he's going on his podcast again, but then again there's this sense in his eyes that I found James really found this sense of him where he kind of, we had this moment on set actually where we were dealing with how to present his masculinity and whether he was leaning towards what he was saying rather than how he was feeling, because he's to me, Liam's character's quite a sensitive character, and he's really trying not to be, and he's kind of caught up in these masculinities and what he's seeing online. So that process of talking about these things with each cast member was really great as well. So yeah, it was great to have those one-on-ones and things like that.
Absolutely, and it's great that you have built every character that actually have their own, I guess, something to struggle with, to show that they are the way they are because of like the societal pressures.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Do we have any audience questions at this point? That's okay, because I have more. So with both films, are you aiming to show this mostly at queer film festivals? Are you hoping that have you also been applying to more general film festivals? What's been going on with your film? Like, where's it been? Where's it going?
Sure. So yeah, we're still on the film festival circuit, and yeah, thank you so much for having us as well, like and support and stuff. Still going on the film festival circuit, and would like to get it online at some point. So there's plans there, and this is my first film, so this is my first time I've experienced any of this. So I'm just sort of like, what's going on? Being from the Midlands and entering the industry has been interesting, and sort of navigating that space. My background's in poetry, so I don't know if I'll merge that kind of, but yeah, with Playground, hoping to get it online at some point.
Thank you again also for having us. It's still in the film festival circuit still. We've applied to a few places. We actually had quite a big international distribution so far, because we actually have a screening in December in Iraq and Slimani, which was anticipated, in another one, I think December 2 in Italy. So I'm excited for a variety of festivals to see it. I would love for it to go to genre festivals as well, because of the horror elements.
Yes. Speaking of horror elements, have you had any horror stories on sex? I feel like you're teasing at the idea of something.
No, horror stories per se, to be honest. I think it's because it's my first film. So I was just on set and I was just like, I've never experienced any of this before, and I mean, I really did prepare. I mean, I really did. But no, not really. I think just the process was, I had a really great team. I was really fortunate because of the time that I had. I'm really lucky to get like BFI funding and things. We managed to get a lovely team together that we all just worked really well together. So on set it was a great atmosphere, and it was all the best I could hope for, especially for a first time filmmaker, like director as well. I was like, oh god, I'm on set and I'm doing it. So yeah, no, it was good. No horror stories per se, really. Just mainly just navigating it, really. Not really horror. Maybe drama, which is maybe
Slightly better.
no drama. Drama within.
So poetic.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
I wouldn't say we had horror stories. We had some silly moments for sure. One thing is, like, I was really worried because we had crew and cast from everywhere, because we had some crew from the UK and Athens, and we had to go to my home island on one day. So it was a lot of, it took a lot. And so on one day we were waiting for the people to come in with the plane in the morning. Then we had to coordinate and go to the ferry, and then we had to drive 2 hours to the middle of nowhere, which was our location. And I was so nervous that day. And before it even started, I received a message on the WhatsApp of my DOP having hurt himself and is bleeding because his luggage broke. Oh. And I was like, oh, this is how we begin. This is how it starts. So that was, for me, that was a bit of a horror start.
No, I can imagine there's nothing worse than starting production with
an injury.
Yeah. So I guess my final question will be a two-parter. So what is the most valuable thing that you learned on this production, and then what piece of advice would you give yourself if you had to do it again, especially like it being the first time? What would you give to a first-time filmmaker?
A minute.
We're getting deep on something.
What I value from it, there's loads of things, to be honest. I mean, again, like coming from a poetry and writing background, the directing thing was so new to me. But for me, actually, it's the business of filmmaking that I've learned so much about, like, and just, and kind of, I don't know, I think, still thinking on it, I think that as a first-time director, I probably took away, I'm going to think on it a second. I'll give you the mic.
It is a tough question. I'd say the main thing that most first-time filmmakers have trouble with, and I definitely had trouble with, is just starting. Just deciding to do it for the first time. So it's one of those things of like, sometimes you take a leap and you try. Like, I had no idea that I would be able to do God Forgive Me. I had very much just graduated from film school, just done my student short, which sometimes it's so overwhelming that it's very easy to kind of like stop there. I really had this idea, and I didn't know if I could make it, and I just kept trying. I wrote it. I contacted anyone I thought I should contact, and slowly but surely it happened. But you need to kind of make the decision for yourself to kind of just start, and that's mainly it.
Especially leaving the school system, it's so easy to, because you don't have the big structure around you.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like you're just jumping back into the real world. It's very easy to just not then continue.
Yeah.
And then there's the saying, if it's worth doing poorly. So even if it's like on your phone, you just
exactly. You just need to make something, even if it's tiny.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what I was getting with the. I think giving yourself permission to do it is really important, and I think kind of understanding what you want to stand by and all these kind of things. I think, as I say, coming from a background completely not in filmmaking, being from the Midlands, not having any connections per se, and getting really lucky getting that BFI funding. I think, yeah, just give yourself permission to do it. I think any background can do it. If you're a writer and you feel like you can't direct, you can. If you're a poet, you can do it as well. And yeah, if you're from the Midlands, you can. And yeah, I think it's a really good question, that. Really good question. Like, yeah.
Well, thank you both so much for submitting your film, coming down and supporting it and being here and answering my questions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.